Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so it's going to be a bonus general message. These are the ones that I always start out with something real, some anecdote, something that my pup did. And he is Mr. Snuggleman today. All he wants to do is sleep. He was not ready to get up early this morning. It was pretty cute. And so he has crashed out and literally made himself a nest in the couch cushions, and he is sleeping peacefully. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those stories of maybe someone who just needs a little bit more time and peaceful energy to rest, to recuperate, but they're taking it for themselves. We have the Judgment in the reverse, Scorpio energy. To have Judgment in the reverse, to me, that looks very much like this could be a delay. Somebody doesn't feel energetic enough to put themselves into the fire. Maybe they're taking a break from even thinking about something. They're exhausted right now. Yo, wow, Hanged Man. Yeah, they're definitely taking a break. Or maybe it's a forced break right now. They cannot move forward. I mean, this is somebody who's literally like in a Houdini, they're entrapped. They're encased right now. And they're encased right on their own tree of life. This is someone who is perhaps either they're refusing to see what they need to see and make a decision, or no, I would say this person's into protective mode. They have all these runes carved into the tree around them. I feel as if this character is intentionally in hibernation mode. They're delaying something. Maybe it is just they're tired. We have Four of Swords in the reverse. This says, though, that their time of hibernation should be over. Their time of silence should actually be over. So why are they forcing this stuck energy upon themselves? A lot of reversals here. We have got a 10 of Swords in the reverse, and we have the Sun in the reverse. Okay, so to put it as gently as I can, somebody's having a pity party. Hey, we all have them from time to time. No judgment, just pointing it out. There really isn't a reason for them to be pulling back their energy. This is them choosing to do so. They want to live in a sad moment, and they are like heaping that upon themselves. This is the person who thinks about every, bad thing and mean thing everybody ever said to them, every unpleasant thing they ever endured, and that's all they focus on is how life is unkind to them. It hasn't been fair for them. And it's not to say that, look, I think everybody has things that are really unfair that happen, and everybody has things that are painful that happen. But there's also moments where we can blow things out of proportion just a little bit because we keep focusing only on the negatives. And all of a sudden we don't even notice that, that awesome person who, holds the door open for us when they see that our arms are full of groceries. Instead, we're like, oh, people suck, people are mean. And it's like, well, actually that stranger just did a common courtesy, an act of kindness, or, there might be little things that are missed when we're in that energy of the pity party. And this is not to call this character out and be like, well, get over it. But a little bit, yes. A little bit, that is exactly what it is. We have Forever Young. This could represent someone who has amazing traits in the sense that they have a very youthful spirit. But, kids also, if we think of it this way, children are very, they ride their emotions like a raw nerve, right? A kid who's cranky and tired, or a kid who's on a sugar high, a kid who suddenly gets frustrated by something, scared by something, whatever it is, like their little face bursts into the emotion of it. They don't hold back. They don't care if they're in a grocery store. If they're cranky and tired and they want those Cheerios, they're going to throw a temper tantrum. And then equally as true is that when they're happy as can be, they run up and, give you a kiss on the cheek and thank you for something. And, it's like this character actually has basically, they don't have a filter, which is actually really beautiful. But in the moment, they're having a pity party and they're whole hog in it. Their whole hog, like whatever emotion they feel, they ride that emotion in a big way. They act it out. They act upon it. They have like I'm really upset today, and they knock over their blocks, and it's because they just ride the wave of emotions. But by the same token, this person is also like, they're an incredibly maybe transparent kind of person. They really say what they mean, what they think. That's a beautiful thing too. So I'm kind of like, we're looking at the beauty, the strengths, the flaws, all of this aspect of the character. We have 9 of cups, we have judgment upright. What they really want, they want something magical to happen. They want that. Right now, they're saying, I don't want anything unless I get the magic stuff. I want the magic to happen. I want this big blue genie to pop out, and I'm so disappointed that that's not what happened. And so I don't want anything unless, could I have that still? It's kind of it's kind of cute. Um, Only because this character could be happy again very swiftly. They need something humorous. Maybe they just need somebody to pop in and tell them a joke. This is a character who does have a very, I'll say that they're very real. Okay. This character is actually very authentic in what they feel. They're not wearing a mask, and kudos to them for that. This could be a divine feminine who is very, they get into that mood where they're like, I don't want anything from anybody. I'm upset about everything. Even, and I'm not going to say they take it out on other people, but much like I said with a toddler who doesn't care if they're in the grocery store, they might still throw a tantrum. And this could be very mild on an adult scale, right? But they might still just, simply like not give a smile to the checker at the grocery store as they're exiting, even though the checker's like, hey, have a great day. Thanks for coming in. Because they're just like, my day, there's nothing great about it. I didn't have things go the way I wanted it to. Like that's the equivalent of just somebody who just isn't sparing any happy smiles for anyone because they're just in their head about what they're unhappy about and they're only focusing on the unhappy. Thing is, this could turn around in a flash, but they do want something very specific. They want to be happy, but that comes with, they want a wish to come true. What is their wish? We have the 3 of Wands in the reverse and we have the 2 of Cups sideways. They want someone to come in, scoop them up in their arms, kiss them on the forehead. They want a very specific person to tell them what they want to hear, not tell them it's going to be okay, not give them some piece of like, this is the real deal. It's time for some tough love, babe. I love you, but you're having a rough day. It'll look better tomorrow. Just, like mellow out, sweetheart. Like sometimes we need a partner to like give us that check, right? To do it kindly. And that's the one person that will calm us down when we're like totally riding one of those energies of like frustration. And that one person on earth who loves us and can say the one thing that will be like, fine, you're right. And they want something like that, but on the other hand, they want it now. I think this is a little bit more of, they want a partner. Maybe they're frustrated because they want a specific person. Maybe they're like a bear with a sore paw because what they really want is, I don't want to wait anymore for having that kind of love of a lifetime where I feel cherished by somebody and I can give my love to them in return. I'm wounded right now. I'm hurt right now. I'm sick to death of waiting for love. I'm sick to death of waiting on a partner that isn't ready for me. I'm sick to death of, a twin flame or soulmate energy. I want my person and I want them now. I want them to come in and fix things with me now. But 2 seconds ago, they said, I don't want anything. People suck. So okay, please remember, these are fictional stories about fictional characters. I am not a psychic. I am not telling you who you are. Don't over identify with characters and be like, Kate's mean. She's telling me that I'm in a bad mood. No, I promise you, I'm not talking about you, whoever you are as an audience member. But what I am saying is I find this highly relatable because this, I think, is something anyone, regardless of gender, regardless of maturity level, can have a level of frustration that bubbles up because every human wants what they want. Every human wants to be loved. Every human gets frustrated, especially anyone who's had difficulties in romance and look, to have had a romance means you know what difficulty in romance is, because I don't think there's a romance on this earth that does not have difficulties at some point anyway. So I'm just going to say it's highly relatable for all characters in every walk of life. There is no one that is so mature that they couldn't devolve into a pity party moment, a frustrated moment, a moment where they're sick to death of the so-called twin flame journey, or the ups and downs, the roller coaster of love, or it's somebody who's just sick to death of waiting on a partner when they just want somebody to come in and wrap their arms around them. That would be their wish come true for this partner and themselves to get back together. But they began by saying, I don't want this. I'm so frustrated. I'm so upset. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Yes, I do. I want that more than anything. It's like the kid who wants to take a nap, but that's the very thing they're fighting. Here's the thing though. I can see this character is a sweetheart. This character is a great person, but they've kind of reached a point where they're really dissatisfied is the way I would describe this person. They are honest, they are raw, they are truthful. That's why they're openly saying, I am so done with this, but I would give anything for this to just work out at the same time. Like, maybe I haven't explained this well, but I can understand this character's energy because I think any character has been there before. Um, we have the sun. The sun card here is there's going to be a change of energy again. This is no promise that that person is coming in to reconcile. This is no promise that they're going to get exactly what they want, but it does say that their happiness quota will come back. Their joy will be restored. In this moment, they're thinking the only thing that can restore my joy is if I get what I want, which is a reconciliation with this person, even though 2 seconds ago I said I don't want it. That's not true. I do want it. I'm just hurt. I'm wounded. I wish things were different. I wish it wasn't this hard. But here's the thing. I almost feel like this is a nice purging, like pity party. It's that moment of a cathartic, like frustration. And then once they get that out of their system, it's almost like it alleviates the pressure, the tension. And then they get distracted by something delightful, something where it's like, you know what? Yeah, I was upset about a situation. I let it kind of wreck my day for maybe a whole day or maybe an hour. But then I got it out of my system a little bit, and then something else wonderful catches my attention because life is good. And this character, like I said before, this character is a sweetheart. This character, yes, they have deep emotions, and yes, they have raw emotions. It's to their credit that they don't pretend things that aren't true. It's to their credit that they don't hide everything because they're a real person, right? This character comes across as a very authentic individual. I know they're a fictional character, but they're a real person, right? You know what I mean? It's a turn of phrase. What is it that brings them happiness? We have an Ace of Cups. We have the Magician. There is, and this Ace of Cups, this is a very much an emotional offer, or they suddenly have a chance to start filling their own cup. Something that our character has been manifesting. What I really think this is we have a character who hit the wall, meaning they have been calm, they have been mature, they have been dealing with pain and stress and disappointment. And then one day they just kind of collapse and go, I'm just so sick to death of this whole thing. I don't even want it anymore, but I'm crying my eyes out because I know in my heart I did still want it. It just sucks. And at that point, it's almost like they held on and they were calm and they were collected as long as they could be. And then it just kind of like they have a meltdown because they need a win. This character needs a win. They have been trying to manifest good stuff into their life and they keep feeling like nothing's working out. And they've reached a point where it's like, I need a win. Universe. That's what it is. It's like that might be maybe is what they're really having a meltdown over, is like, why does it never happen for me? Why is it like this? Why can't it just get better? And then it does. Something beautiful shows up. They have been manifesting something beautiful all along. Again, I'm not going to say that it's this romantic partner that they are craving, because that Two of Cups person may or may not even be good for them. But something good does come in. Mastery of Wands could be a completely different person who suddenly, I always think of, there's a street that I was on in London once upon a time, and this reminds me of it every single time. But we've got this divine masculine who's sitting in the middle of this road. We couldn't drive around him if we wanted to. He dominates, right? This is like all of a sudden in front of this character, there may be someone who appears. And it may not be this Two of Cups person. In fact, I would say 99.999% it isn't this person. It is someone else who is loving, who is present, who is real, who it's, this character said, I need a break. I need a win. This character was pining for, frustrated over, and wanting someone that they thought might be their twin flame, soulmate, however we want to think of that, only to discover that when they finally kind of surrender this and they finally admit what I really wanted was love, and it's been such a disappointment, turns out they have been manifesting love, but they can't manifest love with the wrong person. If they manifest that individual back, it might not have been the person they were supposed to be with. So the universe is like, listen, I hear what you want, but you keep asking for the wrong name. Be open to saying you just want a win in love. Okay, now I can deliver. Now you can meet that person. You kept thinking it needed to be that Two of Cups person. Maybe that's not who the right partner is. Maybe it's this cat. But our character, they had been manifesting, but I think they were manifesting focusing on how it had to be instead of what was in their greatest and highest good. As that shifts, the universe says, beautiful, bam, smack dab in the middle of somebody's, heck, this could be a neighbor that we never noticed we live right next door to. This could be some awesome King of Wands who just randomly pops up in our life, or our character suddenly has to do business with them or has to interact with them. And they might be bowled over. This could be very much kind of a love at first sight thing. This character could be head over heels for this amazing individual who has been wondering, like, why am I never able to find that love? Why is it not happening for me? You notice that we have this nautilus shell and it's part of a human skull. And we have another human skull up here. I keep feeling like, even though this says forever young, keep feeling like our character actually had to let some things change, let some things go, let some ideas go. They had to let this disappointment run its course also, and then finally surrender and stop saying, universe, I want it to be that person. It has to be that person. I think they finally had to get to the point where I just need a win. I want love. I want something kind. I want someone who cares for me. And the universe said, thank you for no longer insisting it had to be that person, because it ain't that person, babe. It's this one. It just feels like our character wasn't broadening their scope enough to let a new person in, because they were so convinced it had to be the individual that they wanted for so long. This is night and day difference. Justice and Five of Cups. This is one of those moments where it's the irony is, at the moment that our character finally hits the end of their, holding on and still wishing for a particular someone, the moment that they release that is the moment that they meet someone new. And it could be the same exact moment where the tables turn, and whoever this character was that kind of seemed like we were always unsure whether or not this Two of Cups was the right relationship or not, could be now they're crying over our lead character, because this is things that were wrong being balanced in a different way. This is what needed to be made right, what needed to be balanced out, the shift and the change of the scales. It feels as if our character is done crying, but got an Ace of Coins in the reverse and a Seven of Wands. And maybe this makes it sound like this character is very flippant in their emotions. That would be my fault as the narrator of the story, because I haven't explained it very well. But it seems like our character, this whole thing ran its course. Their wishes, their desire for someone that didn't show up for them, ran its course to the point where they could no longer even hold on to that. They were so unhappy. They were so sad. They were so exhausted. They really were over it, even though they still just wanted love. And they finally got to the core of it. And when they asked the universe for a win, the universe sends them somebody new. I think they fall head over heels in love with this King of Wands, and vice versa. And that is the exact moment where that person from the past won't ever get another shot with them. And that is the balancing of the universe. There's no new beginning here, because at this point, she wouldn't want that person from the past back. She's put up blockages. She doesn't want a new beginning with them. She wants this King of Wands. Very different spin on this one. That's what we got. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy the channel, please give it up. Please give it up. Give a thumbs up for me. Bye.